All right, everybody, and with that in mind, welcome to the first of two games that we're calling today. We got Iowa State, Kansas later tonight, but first, we got this one between St. John's and Marquette. Appreciate all you guys tuning in for this one, this game at the Garden. St. John's, so far, so good in conference play. 4-1 through the first five, coming off that 17-point win against Creighton. Marquette, on the other hand, coming off that 3-point loss to Villanova. It's been a struggle for them as of late. After starting the year 5-4, they have won just one of their last 8 games. Looking to reverse the trends here tonight at the Garden. Appreciate all you guys tuning in for this one. My name is Jared Gary, and if you've never been to one of these streams before, how it works is like this. Fire on the channel, any questions you might have. I'll be happy to answer about anything and everything. Any donation, get your question right away. Otherwise, I just go in the order they see them. Vote in that poll. Who do you think wins this one? Marquette or St. John's? If you are a member, you can show your support for either one of these teams with the emojis in the chat. We got the emojis for the Golden Eagles and for the Storm available at your disposal. Starting lineups for both these teams. For St. John's, same starting 5 as last time in that win against Creighton. Sellers, Jackson, Mitchell, Hopkins, and Ejiofor, your starting 5. And then for Marquette, one change from the last time. Hamilton is going to be starting this one in place of Gold. Hamilton came off the bench last time against Villanova. Had 4 points in 8 minutes of action alongside him. You got James, you got Ross, you got Stevens, and Parham. Appreciate all you guys tuning in for this one. And again, appreciate all you guys being here as we got 2 games on the docket today. Iowa State, Kansas, undefeated. Number 2, Iowa State. We'll see what they can do against Kansas. Yeah, KP is gone. Yep. I'm not surprised. They have to fire Patullo. Yeah, 3 more weeks till players are reporting for spring training. Cannot wait for that. Cannot wait for baseball season to start up. What's the game meant to be on Peacock? It's also on NBC Sports Network, but yeah, this game is a Peacock game, unfortunately. ESPN for the Iowa State-Kansas game later tonight. We got 2 games tomorrow. We're going to be doing the game between High Point and Winthrop at 6:30 Eastern. And then at 10 o'clock, we're doing one of those 2 games on the side. 9 o'clock, doing one of those 4 games on the side. How many decide which game we're calling? Utah against Texas Tech, UNC against Stanford, Vandy, Texas, or Nevada, Utah State. Got till the end of today to decide which game we're calling tomorrow night as the second game of the doubleheader. I appreciate all you guys being here. Again, same starting 5 as last time. Who the Eagles hire? I'm not sure they're going to get as OC. I think a lot of it depends on... They got to fill the head coaching roles out first because there's 9 vacancies. How's it going, Bobby? Thoughts on Tomlin resigning? It was time. He's just burnt out. It was time, I think. Came with a fire. Remember Michael Spurlock? I remember him. He was the first guy to return a kickoff for a touchdown in the history of the Buccaneers franchise in 2007. First one to ever do it. And they hadn't had a kickoff return touchdown since their franchise inception in 1976. And he somehow did it. Break the curse after 31 years. 63% around with St. John's. Appreciate you a ton, Caleb, on the Fiverr. Which game do you want me to do? I'll get you in the call for it. Tip-off goes out of bounds. St. John's in the whites. Marquette in the blacks. Appreciate all you guys being here. And then Patullo, yeah, it had to happen. He was so bad. St. John's going to get it off the inbound. Or off the tip, I should say. They're going left to right. Marquette going right to left. Inbounding this one here is Hopkins. Trying to get it in. Just gets it off. Avoids the 5-second violation. That's going to be edge of 4 up top for the Red Storm. Double team. Feeds it out wide. Feeds into the paint now. Goes out wide to Hopkins on the near side. Hopkins back up top. Hopkins to Jackson. Back out to Hopkins on the far side. He's looked to drive by the far elbow. Finds a man in the near corner. Sellers open for 3. And it's good. Sellers drilling that 3. He was 2 for 4 from 3 last time out. They shot very well from behind the arc last game against Creighton. 52%, 12 for 23. We get Dable or McDaniel. I think Dable could be potentially. McDaniel, I think he's going to get a head coaching job somewhere. No more carry on the far side. Pick on the right side. Goes back up top. Resetting with Ross. Ross swinging to the near elbow. To Parham. Parham will reset back up top. Crossover move. Driving inside here. Finger roll high off. And in. Over the hands of Mitchell. And the finger roll is good for Marquette. So both teams scoring the opening possession. 3-2 your score. You played here for a bit. Yep. And you picked to go back to the Big East. That'd be nice. This 2-handed slam. They go quick in transition. And no one's in the paint. And edge of 4, who had 12 points last time out. One of 6 players on St. John's in double figures last game against Creighton. He gets the easy 2-handed slam. 5-2 the score. We got a foul up top as Marquette was trying to drive inside. Let's say if... That was a good pick and roll, though. Good ball move there from Mitchell down to edge of 4. Surprised that Tomlin's no longer head coach? Yes, a little bit. Yes, I am. So turnover on the play. St. John's game. They're going left to right. And going coast to coast. Finger roll, no good. Rim the play by edge of 4. Edge of 4 puts it up in 3 possessions. 3 scores for the Storm. They lead 7-2. Yeah, Patullo fired insane Tuesday. Swings to the near side. It's James. James going to drive here. Gets a pick. Spins around on the low block. James trying to feed it to the far corner. That's intercepted by St. John's. They're looking to go. They got the numbers here. 3-on-2. And the layup is good. Hopkins, a 9-2 start. 4 possessions, 4 scores. And Marquette already needs a timeout. They're back-to-back turnovers and 4 scores on the first 4 possessions. 9-2. A 6-0 run over the last 38 seconds. 30-second timeout here. As edge of 4, Sellers 3, and Hopkins with 2. To start this one off. Good start here for the Johnnies. Appreciate all you guys being here. Again, if you like what you see, that like button, subscribe. You two discussing about who replaced Tomlin, concerned about Art Rooney's decisions. Yeah, I don't know. The thing with Rooney is that the last 3 coaches that the Steelers hired were 38 years old or younger. But I think Flores makes a lot of sense. Rooney knew what change needs to be. Maybe didn't have the heart to fire Tomlin, so he was convinced to resign. No, because in that case, Tomlin would have wanted to become a free agent. Tomlin would have wanted to get a job somewhere else. First best for Marquette, James. The only one to score was James for the Eagles. So, Nigel James, the freshman from Huntington. Homecoming game for him. Huntington not too far away from the Garden. On Long Island. So back underway here at the Garden. 9-2 your score. Again, appreciate all you guys being here for this one. The first of 2 games that we're calling today. I appreciate the Fiverr, Michael, as always. $10 more gets your name on that LED board. The inbound here, St. John's playing up tight, but goes to Owens on the near side, and Owens will take it across the floor. Pick on the right side set. Owens crosses over. He's trying to work the baseline, and he stepped out of bounds. So that was James, not Owens, who stepped out of bounds. Number 0. not number 9. James stepped out of bounds on that one, lost his bearings. That's 3 straight turnovers for the Golden Eagles. Line Sarah KP, that'd be so funny. Then you got McDaniel, then you got Patullo. Jackson, full court press, they break it on the near side here, finds Sellers. He's going to try a 3, 1 for 1, make it 2 for 2. Sellers, 5 straight possessions to start. St. John's on a 9-0 run. Pick on the left side, weaves it off, now goes back up top here for Ross. Ross pick on the left side, now gets a pick on the right side on the near elbow by Stevens. Ross weaving it around, back to Stevens. Stevens, crossover trying to get by Hopkins. So they got the blocking foul on St. John's. That's Hopkins first, team's first. Brown's going house for head coach. I think at this rate, they're running out of options with 9 vacancies. They might go with Schwartz at this point. I'm going to say fact. I think it's going to be Schwartz at this point. They're one of the least attractive vacancies by far. Inbound here on the far side, trying to get by Hopkins, puts up the reverse layup, fouled, and going to line shooting 2 will be Adrian Stevens. Team second, Stevens going to the line. Was 2 for 2 at the line last time out against Villanova. As a team, Marquette was 80% the line there last game. Stevens, an 80% free throw shooter on the season. First one here. There's Jim Shorts, yep. That one is good. Actually, it's James. These units are kind of hard to tell. It was actually James, not Stevens. 0, not number 10. First free throw is good. Stops a 9-0 run. So James knocking down the first free throw. He's 70% free throw shooter on the season. Second leading scorer on the team. And he knocks down both. How's it going, Michael? You know the drill. Frankly with you. So James goes 2 for 2. He's got all 4 points so far for the Eagles. They trail 12-4. Taking it down here. Substitutions. Edge of 4. Goes back up top here for Jackson. Jackson crossing over by the far elbow. Will kick it out to the far corner, and they'll get a blocking foul, I believe, on James. That'll be team second. So we'll stay with St. John's. And St. John's has scored every possession so far. 5 possessions, 12 points. Inbound from underneath. Goes to the far block. Has Bigwood's dribble. A guard by Hamilton. Trying to drive inside. Poked away. Double team. It's a defensive steal. First stop for Marquette today. And the fast break dunk misses. James blows the dunk, and St. John's will get it back. Driving near is Jackson. Jack's trying to go coast to coast. Loses the handle. Feeds out to the near corner. Ao checking in for the first time. Ao goes back up top. Now reset with Ejiofor. Ejiofor gets, or he picks on the right side after Sellers gets the ball back to him by the free throw line. Ejiofor driving inside. Shot, foul. We'll go line shooting 2. Foul by Hamilton. I think Rogers is gone. I think Rogers retires. So Ejiofor, one of the best players in the conference last year, at 12 points last time out. Leading scorer on the team, averaging 16 per game this season. He's 71% free throw shooter. Morning interview with Bucks OC. Oh, God, why? That's so bad. That would be such a bad move. Yeah, I'm not sure who wants to work with Bolts at this point. I think people realize he's a dead man walking. First free throw, Ejiofor is good. And have we done something we didn't? I don't think so. I would have been surprised. So Hamilton checking out. Again, he got the start today. In place of Gold. Second free throw for Ejiofor. And that one's good. So St. John's has scored at least 2 points on 6 of their 7 possessions. Thus far, it's 14-4. Ross going to inbound this one, and Sadin check it in. The sophomore transfer from ASU. He checks it for the first time today. Full court press. And Marquette has to burn a timeout. They can't get in. So they burn 2 timeouts the first 3 minutes. You don't see that every day. Yeah, I think Warren's Fry's assistant best corner is beyond cooked. I get that. So Shaka Smart has already burned 2 timeouts. Yes, you heard that right. He's burned 2 timeouts already the first 3 minutes of the game. Having a Leftwich, he was not good as a... He kind of... When he stayed with the Bucks, and he just was not good, and he just went out of coaching at that point. So the last episode earlier, perfect. If you like what you see, the like button, subscribe. Help us out on the channel. Yeah, hopefully this feels future now. I get it. I completely get it. I think it was time. It was just time to move on. Just a new era. It's a brand new era. It's scary times, but exciting times. You never know. But you couldn't keep going the same old, same old. Had once since the Obama administration. Had to. I think it wasn't a firing, but. Oh, dumb decision. Yeah, that's not good. 2 timeouts already burned. Marquette going right to left. Back underway here. Pick on the left side set by Parham. Now pick on the right side. James. Step back. Fakes the 3. Gets by Ejiofor. Floats it up down low. Great feed, but the layup is missed by Pearson, who checks it for the first time. But a great feed there, and Pearson had the easy layup and just missed it down low. Ejiofor to Jackson. Jackson step back 3 over the hands of Clark. Can't get it. Second chance, though. Back it goes to Sannon. Up top to the near elbow. Ejiofor. Ejiofor guarded. Trying to post up here. Now we'll go back up top. Fakes the 3. Sannon driving here. 7 on the shot clock. Back up top to Jackson. He gets stripped away. Somehow still falls for a St. John's player. And Ejiofor, the layup, can't get it go. But second chance, third chance, I should say. He gets fouled going back to the line shooting 2. So Ejiofor going to the line shooting 2 more free throws after going 2 for 2 last time. Sannon was stripped away, but fell right to Ejiofor and was able to outmuscle Joshua Clark on that one. Spinning around, reverse-handed layup. Then draws the foul on Clark after getting the rebound. That's 4 on Marquette already. Ejiofor was 2 for 2 at the line. Last strip, 72% on the season. First one here, that one's good. Ejiofor 4 for 6 last game against Crate at the free throw line. Just 1 playoff win by the end of 24 will be more successful than the previous 9. Exactly. What's Marquette doing? They are playing like crap right now. Defensively, they're not playing well. You go by Brescom Solonon. Yep. Foul trouble. Not getting good looks. Second free throw, no good. So Ejiofor 3 for 4. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome, Isaac. That's awesome. And goes out of play. Going back to Marquette. Thoughts on the quote Ben Johnson's Ever Locker Room speech? I like it. He's so good. I like it a lot. James, he's had all 4 points for Marquette so far. Picks up his dribble. Goes to the near side here in the corner. Parham. Back to James. Going to pick on the left side. Weaves it off. In the near corner here now. Pick on the right side. Set by Clark. They'll have to reset back up top. 3 ball. Contested, but good. Over the hands of Dylan Darling. First 3 for Marquette today. And it's down to an 8-point game. Who will the guy in Pittsburgh? I think it's going to be Flores. You Steelers a Cardinals fan. Don't know how to feel today. Man. Mixed feelings with the Arenado trade. You got nothing in return. And Tomlin, yeah, crazy. Ejiofor. Back to Darling. Darling on the far elbow. Double team goes back up top to Sannon. Sannon feeds it down low on the near side, on the near block. And a fadeaway jumper. That one too strong. No good. Ejiofor cannot get the board. It goes out of play. Back to Marquette. At the under 16 timeout. So 15-7 your score. With 15-22 to go. But you're getting fired. It had to happen. He had to get fired. And Hamilton already on 2 fouls. Somebody keep an eye on him. But Hopkins on 2 fouls for St. John's. So Hopkins, second leading scorer on the team. That's the bad news for St. John's. No field goals the last 3 minutes for the Johnnies. Ejiofor getting some opportunities down low, though. Just got to watch the turnovers. Marquette 3 turnovers already. Had to burn 2 timeouts. Just 4 field goals attempted the first 4.5 minutes. For Marquette compared to 9 for St. John's. They're crashing the glass. Up 3-0 in offensive rebounds. And Ejiofor with 7. He's got as many points as Marquette has combined. And again, Ejiofor, the leading scorer on the team this year, about 16 points per game this season. He has scored double figures in each of his last 6 games, including that 33-point outing against Providence to kick off the new year. I appreciate all you guys being here. If you like what you see, hit that like button, subscribe. It really does help us out on the channel. St. John's 4-1 in conference play to start. Been pretty sharp as of late. Winners of 7 of their last 9 games. Marquette just 1 win the last month. So you have 2 teams going in 2 very different directions. Oh, wow, that's a lot, Jimmy. Or Preston, that's a lot. That's a lot, Jimmy. On a 155, I don't hate it. I don't hate the under on this one. I don't hate the under. How's it going, Casey? Appreciate you being here. As always, appreciate all you guys being here again. If you are a member, we do have emojis in the chat. We'll be live for Kansas, Iowa State later tonight. So keep that in mind. Kansas, Iowa State later tonight over on ESPN. We'll be on the call for that game. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. Help us get closer and closer to 75K. Help us get closer and closer to 75,000 subscribers. We're past the 70 mark. Help us get to 75. All right, back underway here at the Garden in just a little bit. Big story here, though, so far is Marquette's already burned 2 timeouts. So St. John's goes on a run. Could get very ugly very quickly. And that was a bad slip of the tongue today by Stephen A. That was a bad slip of the tongue. All right. 4.5 gone. St. John's up by 8. And back on our way in just a little bit. Chance of Arthur leaving Pittsburgh, too? Pretty high. I think they're going to clean house. I think now is the chance to get to reset. And if you want a new coach and you're not promoting from within, he's going to want to bring in his own guys. All right, back on the right here again. Marquette going right to left. Pick on the left side. Has to pick up his dribble. Parham will feed to the near corner. Owens going to try a 3. Owens is open, but grazes off the rim and rebound on the play by Ayo. Again, no offensive boards for Marquette so far. And Darling, the redshirt junior transfer from Idaho State, will take it down. Working on Ross up top. Darling. Feed it to the arc. Now go to the near corner. Spinning around is Ayo. Ayo will have to reset as he can't post up on the near block. Pick on the right side, set by Ejiofor. Darling. 7 on the clock. Good pick by Ejiofor. Darling. Looking to float up from the elbow. Now feeds it down over the baseline. No one on Dylan Mitchell. Down by the baseline. First field goal in 3.5 minutes. Easy dunk. Marquette played good defense there until the very end. Mitchell was unaccounted for on the baseline. The shot clock winds down. Double team. Good feed by Darling. Yeah, they want most of the stuff. I think so, too. Influencing coach Marquette since Marquette's using their timeouts. Yes, I think that's fair to say. Ross on the near side, working on Darling. Trying to cross over the baseline. We'll have to reset back up top with 12 on the clock. Trying to take it himself. Pulls up a floater from the circle, and it's good. Did everything that drive, Ross did. 17-9 up top for Mitchell. Mitchell to the far elbow for Ejiofor. Ejiofor trying to feed his man down low. Finds Sadden, but can't hold on to it. So we have to reset back to Ejiofor. Weaving around Darling up top. Pick on the left side by Ejiofor. Now goes back up top for Ayo. Fakes the 3. Now looking to drive here on Parham. Puts to the layup. That one too strong. No good. And rebound on the play by Clark. Clark will give it to James. James. Pick on the right side. Has Clark down low, and so going to give it out wide on the far corner to Owens. Owens weaving around. Loses the handle, and that's going to be a foul. Reaching foul there. Chase Ross got fouled, and that'll be number 3 on St. John's. James scored all 7. James has scored... No, Ross scored. Ross and James are the 2 that have scored. Ross is 5, James is 4. Tree thinks Smith will be promoted, that he's fearing that possibility. I don't think so. I think it's going to be an outside guy. I would go in Flores on this point. I'm going Flores. Inbound to the far side. Ross now goes back up top here. Parham. Phillips checking in for the first time. Phillips gets it up top. 10 on the shot clock. Parham. 3 ball. Fouled. Phillips took a shot there in the face by Ejiofor, and he'll be shooting 3. You never want to foul a 3-point shooter, and that was a hard hit there. Phillips. As they put James, but I put... Oh, you're good, man. You're good, Donna. Super Bowl 40, the worst one in Super Bowl history, officiated-wise? Yes. Yep, took a shot to the hands on that one. Easy foul call there. Not the face, but it did seem like the way he went down. So 4 fouls on both teams, and Ejiofor getting called for that one. Got to avoid foul trouble for him. First free throw is good for Phillips. Phillips just a 43% free throw shooter this season. He knocks down the first. Second one, too strong. 1 for 2 this trip. Marquette shot 80% the line last time out against Villanova as a team. On the season, below 70%. Checking in for the Johnnies is Ayo again. Third free throw. Phillips, way too strong at the back of the iron. As poor season from the line continues. 1 for 3 that trip, and Darling will give it off to Ayo. Goes back up top. Sellers checks back in. Darling trying to spin around his man. Gets a pick-off ball from edge of 4. Finds Sellers. Sellers misses the 3. Sit 2 so far. Couldn't get the 3rd. And now Marquette in possession. Driving here is Ross to the near side. Owens in the corner for 3. And that one's good. Second 3 for Marquette today. It's a 4-point game. But just see, I don't know what the Steelers are doing. No to Kyler and no on Flores. Yeah, that's going to be the right move. I just think it's what they're going to do. Darling. Up top for edge of 4. Now weaving around to Sannon. Sannon picks up his dribbles. He's guarded up tightly by Parham. On the near side, Darling fakes the 3. Gets some separation. No foul. And Darling misses the 3. But another offensive board up goes off of Darling. And they got numbers here. 3-on-1 in transition. Marquette, the layup. No good. Second chance, no good. Third chance, no good. They blow 2 open layups. And then a bad feed by Sellers goes out of play. Staying with St. John's. Yeah, Seifeld's really good as an actress, yes. With Duck Hodges, he was able to win a lot of games. Well, I was nuked for the same reason my thing was got a warning. Was spam and deceptive practices, which was a clear AI bot. It makes no sense. Clear AI bot. Just awful. Awful. Darling is being Darling's going to the bench. He's being looked at. He's got something with his nose, but multiple chances for Marquette. They have a 3-on-1 and they blew it despite getting 3 chances. Checking in for the first time is Prey for St. John's. He'll weave it around. Going on the near side. Here's Sellers. Looking to drive. Feeds it down low to Prey. Prey working 1-1 with Parham. Trying to post up. The baby hook. That one's good. 19-13. Home for a good defensive scheme. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. 19-13. Ross now. He's going coast to coast. And the slam! Who put that on a poster? Chase Ross going coast to coast. And the emphatic slam. That's a top 10 nominee. Might be seeing that one on SportsCenter earlier tonight. Up top for Prey. Now it goes for Sannon. Sannon picking the left side from Prey. Sannon from the near elbow picks up his dribble. Feeds it to Prey on the far elbow. He'll kick it out wide. 3-ball. That one is good. Sellers, his 3rd of the game. Lead back up to 7 for the Johnnies. Sellers, very good from 3 this season. 40%. Sharp here so far. Ross now open for 3. That one no good. And Ian Jackson gets the rebound for St. John's. Jackson trying to cross over. 22-15 your score. Again, St. John's going left to right. Prey gives it off to Sellers up top. Feeds it out wide. Open for 3 on the far side. That one too strong. Falls for Marquette's Phillips, who then gets poked away. Stolen, and the 2-headed slam is good for Ayo. Caught napping there. Parham didn't see the defender behind. Poked away, and St. John's up by 9. Another turnover for Marquette. That's 4 already for them. A team that is averaging about 11 turnovers per game. Had only 9 last game against Villanova. Make it 5 turnovers now. So Ross turns that ball over. 5 turnovers already for Marquette. On pace for over 20. We got the other 12 timeout. It's St. John's. So far, so good. 24-15 your score. Thanks to 9 points, 3 for 4 from Sellers from behind the arc. The rest of the team 0 for 3 from 3, but Sellers looking sharp. Yeah, if you like what we see, folks, hit that like button and subscribe. It does help us out a ton on the channel as we try and grow this community even more. We're going to be live later tonight for Iowa State, Kansas. Should be a fun game. Should be a really fun game, actually. Kansas, stuff always happens at Allen, but Iowa State, number 2 in the nation. Can the Jayhawks take them down their home floor? It'll be a fun one. Be a really fun one. World Series pick, I have the Dodgers, unfortunately. I have the Dodgers. I hope I'm wrong, but I do have the Dodgers. But 24-15 your score early on here. We got 2 games on the docket today, so just keep that in mind. Some stats for the other 12. Marquette, 5 turnovers already, and St. John's taking advantage of them. 9 points off turnovers. Marquette, no points off turnovers. So Wisconsin Badgers from here to see Marquette get beaten. So far, so good. If you want Marquette to get beaten, you're in a pretty good spot, Cubby Bear. Appreciate you tuning in. St. John's, 12-6. They're outscored them in points in the paint. Edge of 4 with 7. Sellers with 9. The 2 of them combined for 16 points. They've outscored Marquette by themselves combined. Ross leads with 7 for Marquette, 4 for James, 3 for Owens. Ross the only one so far with multiple field goals made. again, Marquette only 2 timeouts left. Burned 2 in the first 3 minutes. Bills for the Super Bowl? They were my pick at the start of the season. The Bills were my pick from day one to win it all. I'm going to stick with them. I'm a Jaguars fan, so I was at that game. Josh Allen's really, really good. Josh Allen is really, really good. So I am... we will see what happens. We will see what happens. But I think if not now, when? Because Mahomes is out, Burrow is out, Lamar's out. All the threats from previous years are out. This feels like it's destiny for Josh Allen. If he plays like he did against them, against the Jaguars, yeah, they're going to be in a good spot. Peacock ESPN Plus, any other recommendations? I think any exclusive streaming games, I would say CBS Sports Network usually is pretty good. Fox is hit or miss. You never know with Fox. Sometimes they nuke it, sometimes they don't. ESPN, I'm expecting today's game to be a crapshoot. Sellers. Being of Seahawks for the Super Bowl, I love their front. I love their front 7. Jackson now. 12 on the shot clock. Off the pick, gets to the Sellers. Sellers driving inside. Contact on the lap. He'll shoot 2. That's 5 on Marquette. And Sellers, who's 3 for 3 today. Or excuse me, it's 3 3-pointers today. Now a chance for 2 points. An easy way at the free throw line. Should be an exclusive extreme games for the playoffs. I'm fine with the prime game. I have no problem with the prime game, but any other things I have a problem with. Because at least prime, everyone has prime. Thoughts on KP being fired? Should Sirianni be fired too? I mean, I don't like Sirianni, but they were never going to fire him. Sellers' first free throw was good, but Petulo had to get fired. Petulo, that was a move that had to be made. His offense was so bad and stagnant. Oda checking in for the first time for St. John's as AO will take a seat. Sellers up to 10, first player in double figures today, and make it 11 for him. He's averaging 11 points per game this season. Already has 11. 10 with 10.5 to go in the first. Well, layup. No good there by James. He goes quick. Rebound on the play by Oda. Oda gives it off, and they'll reset up top here with Jackson. Jackson up top for Prey. Prey picks up his dribble. Now goes to Sadden. Sadden gets picked on the right side from Prey. Sadden loses the handle, but it finds a St. John's player. They'll reset up top with Sellers. 12 on the clock. To Prey. Prey looking to drive on the baseline. Spins around his man. Puts up the baby hook. Wild shot. No good. As he was falling down. Rebound on the play by Hamilton. And he'll give it off to James. James trying to cross over on Prey. Has a speed edge. Gets by Prey. That's a mismatch. And the foul and 1 on the finger roll. Oh, wow, David. I don't know too much about field hockey. That one's good. The finger roll there by James. That was a mismatch on Prey the entire time. Got smacked in the arm, too. Getting that to go. So a chance for a 3-point play here for Nigel James. 70% free throw shooter on the season. That was always going to be a mismatch. Up high. You get the one-on-one with Prey 6'11" versus James, who's 6 feet. It's going to be a speed, lateral quickness mismatch. And James with the crossover took advantage of that. No help defense whatsoever. The free throw was good, so it completes a 3-point play. It's 26-18. I'd probably go with the Doof team would win, and James will check out. Ross checking back in for the Golden Eagles with 9.5 to go. It's not the best schedule, Tanner. That's not the best one. Price, it's a pick up top on the right side. Now gets it back here. Sellers tries to cross over on the backdoor cut, not there. So Prey just gonna weave it around to Jackson. Prey feeds it to the far side. Finger roll, no good. Reverse layup as he gets contacted. No foul called. And now it's Norman. Driving here, loses the handle, poked away, and going to St. John's. Good defense by Prey that time. Back to St. John's as Prey this time wins the battle on Norman. Or they're going to inbound this one, going to give it to Jackson. Jackson. Goes to Prey on the near elbow. Back to Jackson. Fakes the pass to Prey down low. 6 turnovers there from Marquette already. Pick on the right side. Set by Prey. Spins around. Nothing there. So going back to Sellers up top. Sellers. 10 on the clock on the near elbow. Goes to Prey. Prey fakes the 3. Now he gives it around. Sellers. 5 on the clock. Feeds it out to the far corner. Feeds it down low to Prey now. Prey loses the handle. 1 shot clock violation. Going back to Marquette. Second turnover for St. John's today. Prey lost the handle on that one. Couldn't get anything down low. Francis Clement could be interesting. 8:48 to go in the first here. 26-18. Again, if you like what we see, folks, hit that like button, subscribe. Helps us out a ton on the channel. Thoughts of Miko Ryan? He's a heck of a coach. He is a heck of a coach. I hate that he's in our division. Going coast to coast on the layup, attempt foul, and Ross will shoot 2. Number 6 on St. John's. The players running things at Real Madrid has been a tale as old as time. Chris says Tomlin has been coached since kindergarten. So you were kindergarten. Yep. Yeah, for a lot of people, they only know life with Tomlin. First free throw is no good for Ross. 77% on the season. Leading scorer on the team this year. Can't hit the first. Ross, last time out, did not attempt a free throw against Villanova. Just 3 for 12 from the field in that one. Second free throw is good. 26-19. Down to a simple game. An edge of 4 on 2 fouls now, so he's going to sit for the rest of the half. So you lose that big man down low. Pregame going to have to step up now. We'll give it off to Sellers up top. Sellers weaves around, fakes the 3, now looking to drive here. Double teamed, and Mitchell can't hold on to it. It's going to go into the backcourt, out of bounds. Another turnover. What would my action be if the Texans make it? And when the Super Bowl was Jackson, I would not be happy. Would not be happy. Would not be happy. The shortlist for the Washington Generals? Yes, I did hear that. Why not? Chase Ross. Inbounds this one back to Ross after the pass to Hamilton. Hamilton's got to be careful. He's on 2 fouls. Goes to the near side for Norman. Norman looking at Fiatello for Hamilton. Hamilton double teamed on the near block. We'll reset up top with Norman. Norman driving here. Wild shot. And goes out of play. Pray, tight defense there with 8:04. Yeah, NKU. Yes, I would. I would NKU on that one. I need James to stop scoring the rest of the game, even though it's unlikely. Yeah, that's going to be tough. Sellers. Out wide on the far side to Jackson. Pick off ball by Pray. Now another pick set on the right side by Mitchell. Sellers on the far block. He'll give it back up top. Jackson crossing over. Shot in the paint. That one cannot get the friendly rolls. It hits the rim twice. Goes out of bounds as Norman cannot keep it in play. Going to stay with St. John's. So limit from underneath of the underrated timeout. When we get back, 26-19 your score. St. John's up by 7. St. John's has not scored the last 2:45. And they started the game 5 for 5 from the field. Since then, they're just 4 for the last 15. It's a lose-lose situation, Dr. D. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a lose-lose. I can't win either way on that one. 26-19 your score. We'll have a new video dropping tomorrow. If you like what you see, folks, hit that like button, subscribe. Helps out on the channel. Commercial break right now. Underrated St. John's going to inbound this one. In terms of points so far, Sellers leads with 11. Edge of 4 with 7. But he's on 2 fouls, so probably out for the rest of the half. Seton Hall's been very good so far this season. I've been very surprised by Seton Hall. Seton Hall has really impressed me. They're surprised me, Mr. Green Bay. Green Bay with Doug Gottlieb as coach, they're above 500. I'm shocked. I am stunned that Green Bay is above 500. I thought Gottlieb was going to be a disaster. And I mean, to be fair, when he was podcasting and coaching, you wonder his commitment. Then he dumped the podcast and was like, I'm just going to coach. To be fair, they're above 500. Gotta give credit where credit's due. Marquette right now, it's a 2-horse show with Ross and James going for 15 points. Owens with 3. Phillips with 1. So only 2 players from Marquette have made multiple field goals so far. Trey Withers. Oh, wow. Hey, favorites college basketball so far? UConn, Arizona, Michigan, Iowa State. Duke's always going to be a favorite. Yeah, some corners absolutely deserve head coach money. Yeah. Well, you can. Yeah, you can match if possible. There's someone says you can't pay your guy more than a head coach. You have a Doug Gottlieb story? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm excited for this one because Gottlieb does not seem like the nicest guy in the world. What's your final four right now? I'm going to stick with what I have to start the season. I'm going to stick with what I got. Curious, Miami runs table, what's to be given? I'd probably say if they run the table, a 3 seed. So UConn, BYU, Duke, and Louisville? Yeah. Though Florida figures out the guard play, which I think they've been doing as of late. Florida's figuring out their guard play. Golly, Memphis one guy? He was, yeah. Save for later. Oh, cliffhanger. I like it. I like a good cliffhanger. 26-19. Inbound underneath for St. John's. To Prey. Back to the near corner. For Mitchell. Mitchell feeds it out wide. For Sellers. Sellers will now feed it down low on the far block for Prey. Prey trying to post up on Parham. He's double teamed by Phillips. Foul, and he'll shoot 2. That's number 6 on Marquette. And Ruben Prey going to the free throw line. The Portuguese sophomore. A 55% free throw shooter on the season. He'll shoot 2 after the foul. I believe they're going to get Phillips on that one. Imagine Coward coaching the Seahawks. That'd be so funny. First free throw, no good. Prey too strong on that. Second free throw coming up here. And this one is good. Prey goes 1 for 2 that trip. 27-19. Both teams in the bonus. With any ensuing fouls. James will take it down the floor. Pick on the right side. Set by Phillips. But nothing there. Got the matchup with Darling up top. It's picked from down low. Or not Darling, excuse me. Gets the matchup with Lefteris. Checks in. Layup there, no good as he spins by Lefteris. Now St. John's in possession here with Mitchell. Mitchell up top. Finds Jackson. He'll try a 3. That one circles out, no good. And St. John's 0 for 5 from 3, or 0 for 4 from 3 on players not named Sellers. Crossover here. Foul, and that'll be a 1-on-1 situation with James going to the line. Coward's person will be legendary, yep. Most painful moment of all time, in my opinion, for those. For High Point losing a long one in the semifinals of the Big South tournament 2 years ago. Florida, probably Jordan Reed fumble. Jaguars, the most painful one for me. I mean, the pick over against the Colts in 09. I would say the Agnew fumble in the AFC Championship, or the AFC Divisional, and then the Gilmore thing. The pick was pretty. The pick is pretty up there as well. First one, the 1-1 is good. The pick by Mahomes, or the pick by Lawrence is up there early on. Second free throw is no good. 1 for 2 at the line. TGL, I don't get the appeal at all. Watching people hit gopples into screens makes no sense. Mitchell. Lefteris. Back up top to Prey. 6:45 to go in the first half. Sellers now. Gets pick on the right side from Prey. Weaves it off. Picks up his dribble and goes by the circle here. Mitchell. Trying to cross over on Phillips. Floats it up with a finger roll. That one gets a friendly roll. You know what the Cards doing? Yeah, they're taking on all the money. I don't get why they're taking on all the money. Unless it was our head coach there. 34 years old. Last 2 times. Trent's younger. On the chat, no. Not mine. Floater from the restricted area. Stevens gets it to go. And it's back down to 7. Quick possession there. Funny, the biggest and most surprising to the most disappointing team. It's funny how that works out. Prey. Goes up top here for Lefteris. Lefteris driving on the near side. Loses the handle. Goes off the knee of Lefteris. Tight defense on the play by Gold. Yeah, I'm not sure why the Cardinals would trade Arenado and keep 80% of the money and not get anyone in return. Oh, you're good. You're good, Detroit, on that one. You're good on that one. But I don't get the appeal of TGL. Full court press. Splits the double. Here's a chance for James. He's got numbers, but he'll just slow it down instead. James pick on the right side. Set from Parham. Parham down low. The layup is good as he gets AO in the air. And it's down to a 5-point game. Yeah, I don't know what the Cards are doing. But Shula at 39 is guy once it's floors. Yep. And timeout called by St. John's as the deficit is down to 5 for Marquette. Nice little run here for the Eagles. St. John's led this one 26-17. Since then, a 7-2 run. It's a claw into the deficit. Country Market's turned into one of the best ever. Oh, it's crazy. Well, Tomlin's not on the market. Tomlin's retiring. Tomlin is retiring. Yeah, they do like to trade Arnaud for no reason. Yep. Which sport teams do I hit the most? Oh, definitely. Definitely Texans for NFL, Dodgers for baseball, Lakers for NBA, college and AHL, and nothing crazy. This has been a crazy market for head coaches. But Tomlin's not. He's not a free agent. Tomlin just retired. The Steelers thrown his rights. So Tomlin's not going anywhere. Tomlin's going to take some time to go into the media. And if he wants to ever coach again, they have to give a draft pick. Colts ever on this list? When they paid a Manning, yes. But I respected them. I always respected the Colts. I don't respect the Titans and the Texans, but I always respected the Colts. Pat McAfee knew a coach of the Steelers. I would laugh so hard. Prey goes up top here for Darling. 3 timeouts left for St. John's. Going around Mitchell. Now back to Sellers. Pick on the left side from Prey. 10 on the clock, weaving off the pick. To go down low, Darling now. Crossover on the far elbow. Put up an off-balance shot. That one good. Nothing but net. Feels like half the spots are vacant. It does feel like that. Well, it's 9 of 32, so it's more than a quarter. Down the far side, James spins around his man. Wants an offensive foul call. Nothing there. So Darling takes a tumble. And James gets it to go on the low block on the outside. 5-point game again. Darling kicks out wide in the far corner. Not there on the pump fake. Back up top for Prey. Again, no edge of 4. He's got 2 fouls. Feeds it down low. Sellers layup good. Nice pick and roll there. Gets it over the hands of James. And Sellers up to 13 points already. Just got to weather this storm for your St. John's without edge of 4 for the rest of the half. 3 ball there, no good. Circles out. Rebound on the play by St. John's. It's Mitchell. Going to Prey. Prey back to Sellers up top. Sellers on 13. Goes back to Darling. Darling pick on the right side by Prey. They'll make the switch. Double team. Finds Sellers, though. He's open. 3 3-pointers today. Can't get the 4th despite being open. And a foul. Loose ball foul against St. John's. That is number 7. Excuse me, number 8. There'll be a 1-on-1 coming up here. You build it with sell the team. Yep. Yeah, the cards are just so complacent at this point. So 1-on-1 coming up here for the Eagles. 4:22 to go in the first half. I think a lot of people with the Dodgers are number 1. Dodgers or Yankees or Red Sox have to be most people's number 1. Ross, first of the 1-on-1 is good. Back down to 6. Chase Ross, 77% of the line this season. Was 1 for 2 last trip. Second free throw, that one is good. Ross goes 2 for 2. Back down to 5. Have to wonder if St. John's and Patino considers putting Ejiofor back in for the final 4 minutes of the half. I know he's on foul trouble, but this team looks a lot different with him out there versus when he's not out there. Marquette playing very well in his absence. Prey, though, feeds it down low. No foul. Sellers, finger roll. Got pushed from the back. Not going to call it. And it's Owens. Back up top it goes to Stevens. He'll cross over. Gets some help up top with Parham. Parham gets by Prey. Puts in the floater. High off the backboard. No good. Prey, good job bouncing back. And he'll find it for Darling. In the near corner, Ayo feeds it to the baseline. Mitchell, back up top. They'll reset with Darling. Spins around. Now nice feed down low. Baby hook. That one too strong. Good defense there by Owens. Forced for the off-balance shot by Ayo. 3:30 to go. Pick on the left side. Set by Parham. It's Stevens. He'll look to drive. He's double team. Falls down. Loses the handle. Another turnover there. As Ayo gets it, but they're going to get a tie-up. Possession now with Marquette. Look like St. John's had an opportunity there. They'll get the tie-up instead. We go the under 4. 33-28 your scores. Marquette looks to win just their second game of the season, Big East play. And we got all the scores up there across the country. If you like what we see, hit that like button, subscribe. We do have emojis in the chat if you're a member. Every donation counts toward you make the call. How many decide which game we're calling tomorrow night for college basketball. We got 2 games on the docket. Help me decide which game we're doing. Like the Cards comparison to the Steelers would actually moved on for their head coach. Well, I mean, they weren't moving on for their head coach. Tom would just happen to walk away. He would have stayed the head coach if he didn't walk away. They were not going to fire him. $33-28 your score. I missed football. Yep. Me too. Our season's been on for 2 days, and I'm like, oh, God, I want it to start up again. I miss this sport so much. Got killed with a 5-er. Thoughts on Dustin Colquitt. Really good punter. Really good punter. And Steven Hauschka. So it's funny with Hauschka because he was a Jaguar at the very end of his career. He was solid with the Seahawks. But then after the injury, he just sucked. I remember him with the Jaguars during the COVID year in 2020. And he was so bad in Jacksonville. Hauschka played against the Texans and missed a field goal short from 45 yards out. In a dome. I mean, he had no leg by the end. The injury, it was a dirty hit that ended his career. But once that injury happened, that was it. But he was a very reliable kicker for a long time before the injury. Just sucks what could have been with Hauschka. Really sucks what could have been because he was very solid for a long period of time. He was in that tier 2, tier 3 of kickers that you could depend on. Never elite, but you could always depend on Hauschka. It felt like with the Seahawks and the Bills. But then after the injury, he was never the same. At least now Steelers fans hope for a change yet. Cards fans have nothing. That's fair. Yeah, I get trading Arenado, but why on earth would you take on all the money? Like that, I'm more okay with the trade now as a D-backs fan. It's like, wait, we're not giving up anything. We're basically on for free. Texas Battle uniforms are nice. They are really, really nice. I like them a lot. Yeah, I'm long overdue for that video. I am. It's got to come at some point. Probably this off-season we'll do it. I'm long overdue for that. Because that's a forgotten story. That's one of those things where like, I want to see, like, I don't do history videos from recent because it's like, I don't know what's remembered and what's not. That one's not remembered, so I'll do a video on that. Obviously, stuff like there's going to be so many COVID videos. There's so many vids I could do with the COVID season. Like, Kendall Hinton's too well known, but there's a lot of other stuff that is just not well known. Eagles fans singing Bucks couldn't win in cold weather when they proved you wrong 3 weeks ago is racist? What? Huh? I'm so confused by that. In 02, they never won a game in cold weather. James goes back up top. 7 on the clock. Floater from the restricted area. Can't get it to go. Ross and rebound on the play. How is it racist? I don't know how they can't play the weather is a racist thing. Maybe statist, geographist, regionist, but racist. Prey trying to find his man down low. I think the ball got tipped. Yeah, it did get tipped by Parham on the far elbow. Yeah, it makes no sense, sports talk. Because Arenado, like, he's not what he used to be, obviously. He's definitely on the decline, but he can still play. Inbound goes up top to Prey. Prey back up top to Darling. Darling gives off to Sellers. Sellers, floater from the free throw line is good. Back up to a 7-point game. Also, the Bucks played the Eagles a few times in the postseason in Philly, and they got smacked every time. 38 degrees? Yeah, 38's a lot different than below freezing. Or snow weather. Owens. Contested layup. That one no good, and rebound the play by Mitchell. The Bucks were literally 0-20 in cold weather games. Below 32 they were 0-20. Right, I can still play 30 up. But he wants to go first. Prey stole it away up top. And Ross, the fast break dunk. Anytime they played in temperatures below below 32, they were 0-20 lifetime. So it's just factual. Darling, guard up top. After the steal, it's now Mitchell. Mitchell trying to get by Owens. Kicks out to the far corner. Tries a three. Darling, that one good. First three of the game for St. John's. Not made by Sellers. Fourth three of the game in total. Hey, James hit some bricks. We will see on that. 38-30. But I think Nolan's going to play first. Trying to go coast to coast. Tight defense here by Prey while falling down, but Stevens gets the layup on the near block. She asked to trade for Wemby. Yes. Yeah, I think the Spurs will be very receptive to that. Darling, guard, he's double teamed, and a timeout called by St. John's. They'll have 2 left. He double teamed to the corner gum. New York Weather with it too. I appreciate you, man. Get you on the Texas game. Bills Broncos, who's ready to play again? Ed Oliver. Yeah, that'd be big. That would be massive. The 4-1 team with a brighter future looking is the Rockies. That is kind of crazy to think about. Problem is if they're in a division where they have no shot. Well, yeah, if it was one game, it's one thing, but they were 0-20 in cold weather at the time. Also, how is it racist? How is saying they're not good in cold weather, how is it a racist statement? Somehow, UNLV over San Diego Lake Bracketology. Maybe non-conference schedule. It might just be on record. It might be on... Might just be on non-conference strength of schedule. That might be why. Yeah, I won't look into it that much just yet. And I'll be bench player Arizona fiction. I think what's going to happen is Arenado is going to play first. Arenado will be our first baseman, and we'll play Blaze Alexander at third. Which, I don't know about defensively how that's going to go, but I think Lawler or Alexander at third. We move one of them to the outfield. He's going to play a lot. He will play a lot. They're not on the bench. He's not going to be on the bench. Crossover here is Sellers. Sellers on the near elbow. Picks up his dribble. Looking for some help. 1 minute to go. Going up top for Prey. Resetting with 10. Prey. Back to Darling on a pushing foul there. Off the ball. There was no need to do that. Nigel James on the foul. That's going to be team 7. That's going to be a 1-on-1 coming up. Caleb with a 20. Woo! Lewis Murphy. Oh, yes. Of course. Lewis Murphy. I remember him. I remember him from those old Gators teams. Decent NFL career, all things considered. Decent NFL career. Relatively speaking. But I thought he was going to be a lot better than he was. But I remember him. Yeah, he was one of the team's go-to guys. Because I think they had so many good receivers. Say Percy Harvin, Riley Cooper. So a lot of people don't remember Lewis Murphy, but he was really good. Yeah, that offense had so much down. First free throw, the 1-on-1 is good. Appreciate you a ton, though, Caleb. Which game do you want me to do? And Rockies, they hired someone that might know what they're doing. Problem is just, is their owner going to be good? I don't know. 40-32 your score. The 2 free throws are good. A bad foul there away from the hoop. Craving ice cream? Ooh, I'm always craving ice cream. Fact, fiction, rather than the Marlins? I'm going to go fact. Arno's only play third or DH. No way they move him. Arno said he would move to first to facilitate a trade. Take that for what it's worth. But we don't really have a first baseman right now. Owens pick on the left side. James. Stepping back, trying to cross over on Mitchell. He'll give it out to the far corner, and that ball went out of bounds. Trying to split. Trying to find Stevens, but too far out in front, and now St. John's gets it back. Patillo was fired. Yep. Should hire Josh McDaniels. Why? Why would they hire Josh McDaniels? He's literally the OC of the Patriots right now. Why would they hire McDaniels? Why would he leave the Patriots? Double team, loose of the handle. Marquette gets a chance on a fast break dunk. Ross gets the slam. Another emphatic slam for Ross on the fast break. Shot clock turned off. St. John's sliding with the ball as of late. Darling will take it down. 15 seconds. Shot clock turned off. Darling. Crossover pick on the left side. 5, 4. Darling, alley-oop. Too far on from the baseline, but somehow finds AO. 2, 1. Bounces around and no good. Trey McDaniels for 8. Why? That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Bonuses? I did, yes. I got you on the 10. Why would you trade? That's not how any of that works. Now, what last year her fielding wise? Although, yeah, the bat's on the decline. The bat's on the decline. Yeah, I saw that trade. The Marlins will have no pitching this year. It's going to be bizarre. Saints trade Champagne the Bronx for a wide receiver? No, they didn't. They most definitely didn't. First off, that's a head coach. That's a head coach. Not an OC. Number two, that they did not trade him for a wide receiver. You're thinking Vele? They did not trade Payton for Vele. Payton was the head coach of the Broncos for a few years before Vele went over. And that was for a 4th round pick. That is not how that works. The D-backs are very weird this year, right? They do have Sandy. The D-backs will be very weird because, like, the D-backs, every position is either a, what do you mean no pitching? Yeah, they have some pitching, but not, rotation-wise, it's not the best. The D-backs are going to be weird this year because it's either their guys are some of the top 3 players in baseball at their position, or their guys are AAA guys. It's weird. Like Gabby Moreno, I think it's a top 5 catcher in baseball. Ketel Marte, best second baseman in baseball. Perdomo, best shortstop in baseball. Corbin Carroll, love him, top 5 outfielder in baseball. Like, they've got so many guys that are top 5, top 3 of their position. I think it's good for the Yankees, yeah. I think it's a real good for the Yankees. And then they got so many guys where it's like, oh, this is who we're starting. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. It's like all-star, 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 all-star. 210 hitter, 180 hitter, 170 hitter. Bounces back and forth between AAA. It's like, okay. Like the dichotomy. There's no one on the D-backs that is just average. That's the weird part. Everyone is either elite or they are bad. Best info by far? I want to know about that. I don't know. The corners concern me. Yeah, Puck could be a stud in the pen, if not for the injuries. You know, the injuries are killing the D-backs because you Puck and J-Mart, I mean, man, that's a good 8-9. It's a really good 8-9. But with the injuries, it just sucks. I think our infield was the best when it was Naylor and Suarez out there, but look, Perdomo's great, Marte is great, but the corners are a bit worried. Yeah, the D-backs are the Yankees. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. The corners are a bit worrisome. It's a very weird team. They don't stand for mid. Oh, I think we're gonna be pretty mid this year. Best middle infield? I'll give you that, yes. I think we're easily the best middle infield. There's another middle infield I would take over the D-backs. Mets like that too? Yeah. Like, I'm not taking another shortstop over Perdomo, and I'm not taking another second baseman over Marte. I don't know if that's biased or not. Good trade for the Yankees? Yes, I think so. Good for both sides, but I think it was good for the Yankees too. Like, I don't think it's biased to say, in terms of the triangle, if you want to call it the diamond, so if you want to say that the skinny diamond, Moreno, Perdomo, Marte, Carroll, center field, second, short catcher, the skinny diamond, there's no one I'm taking over the D-backs. The problem is the rest of the field. That'll be interesting. But we'll see. Come back, see how much we're with. Oh, have a good time, man. Have a good time. I'll put a poll up. What do you think when we're at halftime right now? We'll be live later tonight for Iowa State against Kansas, so just keep that in mind. There's more Mets than Yankees. Way more Mets than Yankees. My grandpa was Yankees. My grandpa was a big Yankees fan. Well, he was a Dodgers fan, but then he switched to the Yankees. But he had a very good reason to switch. Very good reason to make the move. If you like what you see, that like button, subscribe. It does help us out. Tell the channel to try to grow this community even more. Yeah, have to go to that. Yeah, I have to go to that. Grandpa's a Pittsburgh Pirate fan who lives in New York. Oh, man, my condolences. My condolences. Baseball best hitters are in the middle, while your best hitters are usually on the corners. Yep. It's funny because our best hitters are the middle guys. But that was a big Yankee fans kid is fighting 0 connections to New York. Saw a lot of wins at least. Saw a lot of wins. He's now a miserable Rockies fan. He went from the Yanks to the Rockies. Why? Why would you switch from a team that wins all the time to a team that doesn't win anything? That's an interesting switch. That's a really interesting switch. From top of the heap to rock bottom. Literally. Texans, Broncos, Seahawks, Bears. I've got the Texans, I got the Bills, I got the Seahawks, and I got the Rams. In France, Columbia, yep. You Broncos, Seahawks. I could see that. I mean, they're both the 1 seeds. I don't hate it. Like, I don't hate anything at this point. At this point, you can have any prediction. I don't hate it. But I could see any of the 8 teams moving on. There were 3 teams I was shocked by if they were to make a run. It was the Panthers, it was the Steelers, and the Chargers. I said everyone else has a shot. Major context that I stopped caring about baseball for decades. Oh, that makes sense. That makes a bit more sense. Right, you got a team. Right, that's different. Yeah, if you get a team, that's one thing. Yeah, Eddie Bragg's Val one. Yeah, this one, yeah, absolutely. Only teams I watched during the year. That's a lot of teams. That's still like 1/5 of the league. Six minutes ago till we start the second half. Some halftime stats for you. Oh, no, I think Packers had a chance. I think Packers, there's a universe I could have seen the Packers doing something. Sellers with 15 for St. John's. He leads all scorers. Marquette, 2 players in double figures. Ross with 14 and James with 10. Roman had to go. Yes, he did. You knew the writing was on the wall when Harbaugh said, I can't commit to him being the play caller for next year. I mean, the writing was 100% on the wall when that happened. You know, a lot of Northeastern people who retired and went to warmer weather. Yep, that's Florida for you. Trying Packers were literally 23 Eagles. No, I don't think they were. I mean, I get that they start off hot and then ended on a cold streak. I get that, but it felt very different. The Packers were at least competitive, and the offense was competent. Let's start the second half in just a little bit. 5 minutes to go before we start the second half here. We're live for Iowa State, Kansas later tonight. I'll open that stream in a little bit. That game starts at around 9:05 Eastern Time. Yeah, I could see the Bears upsetting the Rams. I could see that, especially in the cold weather. I could see it. But with that pair that's been there, done to win the Super Bowl, yeah, I got Bills Rams. I'm sticking with it. Parsons and Kraft don't get injured, be different. Yes, it would be. Both Packers and Eagles had devastating collapses down the stretch. Eagles would typically see on 15-point lead to Arizona. That's fair. I guess that part's true. It was a good 2 years for the Rockies. Yep, then all fell apart. Okay, so if you live there, I get it. You live there, I completely get it. Now it takes dedication to go to the games, especially with the making this bad. Yeah, if you don't live right by the ballpark. Like, for me, like, I live, like, 15 minutes away from the ballpark. Like, I can walk down there. Kansas will miss the tournament. Tonight's going to be a really big tell. I think Kansas probably will be the first 4 team. I'm going to go first 4 on Kansas. I was not high on Kansas entering this season. I didn't know what people were spoken when they were ranked top 25 to start the year off. Now, 2.5 minutes before we start the second half here. It wasn't a whoop on the Packers. The Packers led. The Bears didn't call a single play with the lead in all 3 games. There was not a single time that the Bears had the lead in the middle of the game. Like, watch Football Life? Yeah, I love that documentary. Football Life is pretty good. They only have, like, 2 Jaguar ones. It's Tom Coughlin one and the Jimmy Smith Keenan McCardle one. How much the Dolphins from the South with the Jags instead makes more sense? I have no problem with that. If the Texans have our division, put the Dolphins in, I'm fine with it. So, a hockey team? I do not. Nope. Just Sabres and Preds because you're in Buffalo, but I also live 40 minutes to an hour from the Preds. Well, that makes sense. And there are different conferences too, so that works. My list of another teams to root for in the Twins with a bright future ahead of them. How do I tell you? My cross-flexing does not make an issue anymore. You can do it now with ease. I'll get a hockey team once Arizona gets one again. Arizona gets an expansion team, I'm all in. I'm all in at that point. Until then, I'm just going to patiently watch and not get a heart attack. Like I do during football games. I will just patiently watch the Stanley Cup playoffs and enjoy the action without any skin in the game. I'm going to start the second half of just a little bit. 40-34 your score. Again, we're going to be live for Iowa State, Kansas later tonight. 26 division winners. I mean, I don't even know who's going to be on what teams next year. First game they played was against Buffalo, yes. Have they dealt with the Bucks at 76 or they were in the AFC with the Finns? They made it so that... I mean... There are some articles about secondary markets being, like, ticked off. It's like, wait, Orlando gets this and not this? Like, there were some people... Orlando did not get all the Dolphins games anymore. And Orlando got Dolphins games for years. And then they don't get them because of the Bucks. And they got ticked off as a result. Seems to go to Buffalo for the last home game, so going to the Steelers game to see if they make the playoffs. I have no problem with that. I mean, if he's a fan of that team, I have no problem with that. How's it going, Dave? Appreciate you tuning in. Right now, it's not going to be permanent. But there were a lot of articles from back then about Orlando being furious. Like, you're telling me I can't watch the Dolphins play? I gotta be stuck with this expansion team that I have no ties to? It's not even in my city? There were a lot of articles about that. A lot of complaints about that. even when they moved to the NFC, it still was like, really? Like, in certain games, we get the Bucks and not the Dolphins? Ooh, that is bold. That is bold on the division winners. Orioles, I don't hate the Orioles. Right, for one season, weren't happy. Yep. But there were multiple seasons, too. If the Bucks and Dolphins could play at the same time, it wasn't like Jets and Giants where they had to play different times. Bucks and Dolphins could play at the same time, and in that case, Orlando got screwed over. Steelers lost in the AFC Championship. 64% around with St. John's win this one. Yeah, Weathers to the Yankees for chunk of prospects. Oh, yeah, the station. I remember that with the Jaguars-Raiders game. Yep, instead of entering the Manning Bowl, they did the Jaguars-Raiders game. Oh, yeah. Favorite facts of the Bucks and Seahawks for the AFC and NFC, respectively, before switching the next year. Hawks are the only team to switch twice. They are, since the merger. Only team to switch multiple times. You know, I can see the Orioles, but I think it's going to be Blue Jays. I could see it. All right, let's get this game back underway here. 40-34 your score. St. John's go up to a flying start. Marquette to burn 2 timeouts the first 3 minutes, but 6-point game. St. John's going right to left. Marquette going left to right. Up top it goes for Ejiofor. Back in after 2 fouls in the first half. Sellers behind the back feed and on the baseline. Nice cut by Mitchell. Nice behind the back feed. And now it's Ross up top. He'll give it off. Ross gives it to James. James pick on the left side by Parham. Now going to weave it around the far side. Pump fake here. Spinning around Ross. Feeds it to the far block. Trying to post up on Mitchell. Spins around. The baby hook. That one does not get the friendly roll. Shot missed by Parham. Rebound on the play by Ejiofor for the Johnnies. Or excuse me, rebound there by Hopkins, who was on 2 fouls as well. They're going to jump ball on the play. And Hopkins had 2 fouls and Ejiofor had 2 fouls early on. So a lot of rotating for St. John's. Didn't see a lot of them in the first half. There's Regents in the O's. I think it's wide open. But I'm going Blue Jays. Yeah, one pro for the Jags in the NFC and Bucks in the NFC. Yep, it did. Vice versa, I should say. You know, Marquette stepped out of bounds on the sideline on the far side, and Parham stepped out. Always have Alonso. Yeah, that's one guy, though. Then Marquette plus 14.5. I like St. John's. I think St. John's up by 8, and that's without Ejiofor and Hopkins for most of it. And they're in a good spot. Post up on the near side of the second block. Ejiofor puts up the shot while contacted. No foul, but gets the friendly roll off the back of the iron. 4 straight points to start this half. Now Marquette in possession. It's Ross. Goes up top for Stevens. Stevens. On the near side. Pick on the left side. Weaves it off. And trying to post up on the near block. Posting up on Sellers. He'll reset up top. Resetting for Parham. 13 on the clock. Parham gives it off to James. James on the far elbow. Now driving inside on the near block. Finger roll. No good. Ejiofor. And he gets fouled by James. Team's first. Well, if you kept the current scheduling rules the same, but both conference champions from the previous year to play each other the following year, no problem with that. So game 17, that'd be the exception? Yeah, I get that. Yeah, he's a big dude. Yeah, it's a big dude. You're not kidding on that one. On the KC would have left the West. I mean, Lamar Hunt created the AFL. KC would not have left. There's no way. You're like, wait a sec. The guy that creates the AFL, that leaves the AFC, no way that would happen. The Chiefs were the last team to leave. You weren't going to move an original AFL member over. Ejiofor, cross it over. He'll give it off at the free throw line. Pull up jumper. That one line drive, no good by Hopkins. Rebound on the play by Marquette. Michigan State starting to pull away. Yep, not surprised. Dumping it down low. Double teamed. Feeds on the baseline. Good feed there by Hamilton. And the reverse layup is good. You never have the Packers, Vikings, Bears, and Lions separate. They were like, yep, that has to be the division. Makes geographic sense. Everyone hates each other. It's the right move. The rumor that Pirates may trade Pavetta for another starting pitcher? I'm confused by that. Lowe is out of play. Staying with St. John's. What's for the Texans tweet? What Texans tweet? Oh, Chiefs would have gone to the South? Oh, okay. That would have made, that could have made some sense, yeah. The rules of time, top rule was the right call, yes. Dumb rule, but that was the right call. But they have supposed to remain the same since the beginning outside the Seahawks, yep. Up top here, Jackson, pump fake. Well, for 20,000 steps per day, that is a lot of steps. Became blisters at that point. Sellers to the near side, or the far side in the corner. 5 on the clock. Driving here is Mitchell. Mitchell feeds it to the near corner. Sellers for 3, and that one off the back of the iron. No good. Tippin gets it back. Edge of 4. Or excuse me, Hopkins. Now to the near side against Sellers. Fakes the corner 3. Pull up jump for the biggest logo. That one good. Point without being... Oh, that one? Oh, that was just a typo or a misspeak by Stephen A. that I thought was pretty funny. That is Stephen A. Smith misspeaking. Ross gives off on the far side. Ross on the corner. Stevens trying to get by Hopkins. Fakes the step back 3. Now dumps it down low on the far block. Double team. Puts up the shot. That one good. Stevens gets it to go down to 8. Or FBS football team, but Wrestle Powerhouses. Football costs a lot of money. Football costs a lot of money. When I keep thinking Kansas City, I think South. It's better than Indianapolis. Edge of 4. Gives it off. 3 ball. Too strong. Easy rebound there for Marquette. Rebound on the play by Owens. And Marquette going left to right. St. John's not shooting well from 3 outside of Sellers. And a foul is called on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. Is that St. John's first? You know, Buffalo has... They have no advantage in the cold. Buffalo is a cold weather team. I've all abolished the tuck rule. I loved it. It was a dumb rule. You gotta stay in shape. Yep, you gotta stay in shape. So Owens on the free throw line shooting 2. Back when I missed, not much. Not much. American Football League, where they played all the games in Birmingham. Well, they didn't play all the games in Birmingham, but the Patriots played a game in Birmingham because Fenway Park was being used by the Red Sox. First free throw is good for Owens. Right, the NFC Central has insane continuation. Second free throw. Owens, 2 for 2 that trip. Back down to 6. Taking it down the floor is Darling. He'll give it up top here for Mitchell. Mitchell to the near side. Goes for Hopkins. On reset, pick on the right side by Edge of 4. Darling. Back to Edge of 4 up top. He's looking to drive inside. Got some space. And we'll drive ahead of Steam. That's goaltending. Blocked by Ross, but that was coming down. 48-40. Tucker was approved. Was banned. Game was approved by voters 31-1. I think a wild guess on the 1. Maybe UFL? No, yeah. The UFL was the Birmingham Stallions. They're still around. 48-40. You can't let Edge of 4 get ahead of steam like that. The offense looks so much better for St. John's with Edge of 4 out there versus when he's not. Darling tries to get the steal and does. Keeps it in play, but gets it back. Owens, he'll feed out to the far side. 3 ball, open, and catch and shoot is no good. Rebound on the play for St. John's. Hopkins, Edge of 4, layup, got it. Back up to 10. Thoughts on Biscotti saying that? I thought that was dumb. I thought it was so disrespectful to Harbaugh saying that. For 18 years, to say that. Unless Harbaugh did something crazy that we don't know about that's going to come to light. You don't do that. That's disrespectful on Biscotti's part. Stevens gives off on the near side to Owens. It makes you look bad, too. It makes you look like a bad vacancy. Owens getting a call for the travel as he picked up his dribble. Fake the pass in the far corner. Owens getting called for the travel. And Chiefs Raiders used to be a big rivalry. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, it did. I just realized it's 3/4. Nope, it's second half. There we go. All right. So we go to the under 16. St. John's up by 10. They've led wire to wire. Right, there was discussion being in the north. Yes, there was. No, I think we will be in the central. Yep. Well, it makes sense because the Oilers were in the central. So it makes sense. You're back. How's it going, Detroit? Appreciate you tuning back in. Be live later tonight. Most interested in it? I want to see if Italy can do it. Why don't I ever rage when people don't donate or give you little donations? Why would I rage? I just love being here with you guys. There's no reason to rage with that. I mean, you're not entitled to anyone's money. So, I think a lot of students don't realize that you're not entitled to people's money. And it's one of those things where you're just grateful every time someone donates, and it's a gratifying feeling. But no one's entitled to anyone's money. So, I go in thinking I'm not going to make anything on stream. I just like watching the games and calling it with you guys. So, anything I get is a bonus at this point. Safe face will say don't like John goes to Pittsburgh. Yep. But still, after 18 years to say that, man. Where's Hopkins ranking among receivers to play in the AFC South all time? Top 5. Top 5. Many Twitch streamers do it. It's pretty funny. I don't think it's funny. If you pay someone money and they rage at you for not giving enough, that seems very entitled on their end. Tomlin coming back as head coach or coordinator in the future? No, I think he's done. I think he's burnt out. He's gonna go the media route, and he's gonna get a lot of love in the media. Right, exactly, Detroit. Yeah, that's a huge flag. Yeah, that's a huge red flag. The only time I'll ever do it is as a joke. The only time I'll ever do it is, let's say there's a funny number we could hit, and they donate like 5 cents less than that. Like, let's say like we're at 66, 67, and someone donates 99 cents instead of $1. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. We were that close to 6767, but it's like a joke like that. Right, that makes sense. Simple. Yep. The video of Will Ferrell, I did see that. Yes, that was great. Just for love of game, Moolah helps. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But like, I'll do like in a joking context if it's like we're close to a number. I'm like, oh really? We're that close to 6767, and you can donate 1 cent more. But that's like, yeah, Twitch is one of the grossest examples of monetizing parasocial relationships. Yes. Yeah, it depends on the streamer. It depends entirely on the streamer. But Petullo firing had to happen. I think Philly is rejoicing they're throwing a parade at this point. Right, 100,000 by a helicopter. Yep. What's happening? Had to pull a Bud Graham post less Steckel. Thank you for your service. You even thought of banning me? Why? Why would anyone ban anyone for donating money? That's insane. Sellers, he gets fouled up top. Yeah, that's insane. That is entitlement at its finest. You don't donate to streamers who don't appreciate you. Your money is valuable, your time is valuable. So, make the most of it. Edge of 4 up top. So it's 2 fouls on Marquette. Edge of 4. Give it off to Mitchell up top on the near side. Looking to feed it down low on the block. Finds Edge of 4 trying to spin around. Trying to post up. Double teamed. Now going to the far block. High off the backboard. Wild shot. No good. Phillips gets the board. Super 7-9-7 job? It is not. Not even close. Anyone that believes that is a moron. Down low. Good pick and roll. And the shot foul. Parham on the feed from Ross. He'll go line shooting too. Yeah, Tucker was really dumb. Yep. Still she got a lifetime extension? I agree. I know a Twitch streamer told their audience they would create merch and they raised $20K, but then they went to Japan. Yeah, you told me that one. That was insane. You know, streaming is not tougher than a 9-7 job. If you think what I do, it's tough on the voice, only to someone install your super chat? No, but you just roll the punches on that. Roll the punches there if it happens. First free throw is good for Parham. Like, the only way it's tough is tough on the voice. It's tougher than a 9-5 and on the voice. But if you think this is tough to watch sports and interact with people for a living, then you have a horrible sense of the world. You have a horrible sense of the world. Darling. I think it depends on that one, Toasted. I think it depends on what you're looking for. Crossover here is Mitchell up top. Picks up his dribble at the arc. He'll go to Hopkins. Hopkins to edge of 4 in the circle. 1-on-1 with Parham, trying to drive on the near side. Posting up on the low block. 3-2. Wild hook shot. That one no good. Rebound on the play by Marquette. You heard that different OC every year for the last 10 years. Yep, crazy. They go quick down the floor and foul by edge of 4 from behind. Parham, and edge of 4's got to be careful. He's in some foul trouble. Was in foul trouble in the first half. Gets the foul there. There's nothing hard about what I do. There's nothing, like, hard in terms of, like, yeah, I have to, like, read the chat and commentate the game and do all the graphics, but, like, there's nothing hard in terms of, I gotta watch sports and talk with people and laugh. Like, anyone that thinks that's hard is out of their minds. That's a proper, yes. First free throw is good for Parham. McLeod, okay, we see the stability, yep. And edge of 4's good, or Hopkins, you have to sit for a little bit. That's some big humps, yeah. Free throw, no good. The second one's no good off the back of the iron. Mitchell will get the board here for the Johnnies. 50-42. Mitchell. King Clark make a comeback? Yeah, why not? I mean, her injury is easy to come back from, relatively speaking. It's not like a career ender. Crossover, loses the handle. Darling gets it back, picks up his dribble, goes on the far side, fakes the corner three. 8 on the clock, pulls him on the far elbow. That one too strong. St. John's strung a bit offensively with the rim of the play. Back by Darling. Darling to edge of 4 up top. Clock resets. He goes to Sellers. Sellers near side. Darling, 3 ball. That one no good off the back of the iron. And another chance. Third chance. Sellers, 3. Catch and shoot. Got it. His 4th of the game. And St. John's up by 11. That's our here. You make it entertaining. Don't glaze certain players in mainstream media. That was a Mahomes-esque shot by Sellers. Appreciate you. Imagine with some continuity. Can you imagine? Yep. And that ball goes out of play. Loxley gets interviews this time. NFL, no. No, I think no one's touching 110 for poll at this point. Clark Quebec player of the odds. Do they have that award in the WNBA? And if they have it, the odds have to be like minus 50,000. Oh, walk to the Cardinals Stadium? No, the D-back Stadium. Cardinals are in Glendale, so I can't walk to that. Diamondback Stadium I can walk to in the Suns Arena. Edge of 4, down low, block shot but foul. Think they will get Phillips on that one. 2 free throws coming up for edge of 4. So the Cardinals play in Glendale. The Suns and Diamondbacks play downtown in Phoenix. So I can drive to the Cardinals Stadium. Mahomes like, Shaw, don't go wrong on me. Oh no. No, just because Hip Clip said I don't glaze certain players like mainstream media. That was like Mahomes' shot. Right, yeah, Sirianni, if he was a good play caller, that would be pretty easy. But if they have comeback player of the year in WA, her odds have to be like minus 50,000. First free throw edge of 4 is good. Subi knocks down the first. The Reds make the right move and letting Gruden go to the Bucks. Trading a pick? Yes and no. I think the guy they hired was bad, but I don't hate the process. 2 free throws are good. Offer taking a Cardinals game, would I go? If it's during a Jaguars game, I would not. If it's during like a primetime game, yes. I've had offers to go to Cardinals games. I'm like, I'm not going. The Jags are on. But if it's like a Thursday night game or a Monday night game, preseason game, where the Jags don't play, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I do it. I go to Cardinals training camp all the time. I love going to Cardinals training camp. James gets the inbound here, 15-point game. James kicks it out wide on the far side, fakes the corner 3, and will drive inside instead. Fakes the pass to the corner 3, I should say. And Owens gets it to go. Contested layup. 55-44. Twitch live stream pays way more than YouTube, but YouTube videos pay out way more than Twitch bot, yes. Rebound on the play by St. John's. It's Starling. Right, Sports Center's on Twitch. That's the other thing. Twitch is going to go for video games. For YouTube, I think sports makes the most sense. For sports, I think YouTube makes the most sense. Yeah, they can't tie rally. Yep, Sean Payton just did. Sean Payton a couple years ago got traded for compensation. Tomlin, if any team wants Tomlin, they have to trade the Steelers for compensation. Best chance to reach 2,000 yards in 26. I would probably go PEACOCK LIVESTREAM. Inbound here on the near side, Sellers. Double team, finds Darling, but Darling was out of bounds. On the pass. Couldn't get back in time. Maybe presents him confidently. Like Collinsworth, I'm okay with Collinsworth with that because he does the research and presents himself confidently. Romo does not. The Prince of his promise. Yep, 2 hours in a row, $30 or more. Let's go, Michael. Let's go. Big payday. Johnson was not good, but truthfully, Eagles were miles better with him as OC. Yes, I think so. Compared to this year. Bad inbound there. Ross finds the hands of Ayo. Not on his team. Sellers, corner 3. That one no good, so no harm done, and Ross will get the board and slow it down. Sleeper team making a deep run this year. Finger roll. That one no good. Second chance, no good. Tip in is a foul. And Owens will go to the line shooting 2. Sleeper team deep run. I think it's hard to call him a sleeper, but I don't think they're going to get a high seed. I think if Florida figures out the guard play, watch out for them. And they're starting to get it going. Lee's playing better, Flan's playing better. If their forwards are great, but the guards, which were the big strength last year, especially with Clayton, not been great this year. First free throw, no good. So Marquette about 50% of the line this half. Golden Eagles versus Red Storm. Yep. Both change their names. But if Florida gets... I would not count Florida out. If their guards improve. They might get a 5 seed. Wouldn't count them out. Free throw, 1 for 2. 55-45. Darling will take it down the floor here for the Johnnies. Pick on the left side, set by Ejiofor. Darling. Tight defense, out of play. Blocked by Phillips. Going to stay with St. John's. Oh, lower conference. Oh, he meant lower conference? Miami's undefeated. I like High Point. They got depth. Sellers floats it up. That one no good. Second chance to put back dunk. Foul. Ejiofor on line shooting 2 when we get back. High Point's got insane depth this year. I don't want to be biased when I say that, but High Point's depth is out of this world. Maybe Rome's moved to the studio. He thrived in the studio. I think Rome would be very good in the studio. But High Point's depth, the problem is that High Point last year, compared to this year, I mean, they have legitimately 10 starters. High Point has 10 starters this year. Their B team could probably win the conference. I don't say that lightly. I keep it real when it comes to High Point. Their B team could win the conference. That game against Gardner-Webb, they're rotating guys in and out the entire time. And just dominating. It's a different player every week. Utah State, I don't really consider them a sleeper, but Mountain West is a weird one, because Mountain West usually is not good in the tournament. Not sure how strong Mountain West is, because non-conference play was pretty bad for the Mountain West, but I can see Utah State. Give you some stats of the under 12 timeout here. Sellers up to 20, Ejiofor with 15. The only 2 players in double figures for St. John's. St. John's 1 for their last 9 from the field. The upper Midwest humidity is bad, yeah. I could never. Give me Brown, Tomlin, Cower, Romo, and I'm all set for NFL and CBS. Yeah, me too. Me too on that one. And Burleson, obviously. And you gotta go Nate Burleson. Not get rid of Burleson. Burleson's the best part of that show. Not get rid of Burleson. St. John's held Marquette to just 1 second chance point. You read that right. 1 second chance point for Marquette. Marquette not shooting well from 3 this game. Just 2 for 7. St. John's not shooting well from 3. 1 for 6 this half. Sellers is 4 threes. The rest of the team just 1 for 8 combined. A chance for 2 free throws with Ejiofor. In terms of fouls, James and Phillips have 3. James having 3 is a big one for Marquette because he's one of the only 2 players with double figures. And then for St. John's, no one with more than 2. Be live for the Iowa State-Kansas game later tonight as well, so just keep that in mind. And I'll redirect after that is done. In California, it's expensive. I would never move to California. Just way too expensive. Arizona is, you get the best parts of California, but it's not as expensive. But I will say California, at least if you like Disney. Jay's not going to do it until he dies? Yeah, but he still has it. He still has it. Yeah, it depends on where you are in Arizona. It depends. The rent's definitely gone up. I will say, the rent has definitely gone up. Like, I could not survive off of the Gist videos with this. Without streaming, I would not be able to make it out here. First fielder Hopkins is good. Second one is also good. 2 for 2. Hopkins, 73% of the line this season. 2 for 2 that trip. Saying better than LA? Yeah, I agree. I'm not crazy about LA. LA is very much New York City, but the worst parts of New York City. Minus Disney, but that's Anaheim. James. Pick on the right side, set by Ross. James loses the handle, goes out of play. It's a turnover. Good defense there by Sellers. But San Jose State, I don't even consider them a sleeper. They're not a... San Jose State is not a sleeper. It's like saying Gonzaga at this point. Tucson, yeah, Tucson's a bit of like a hipster city, but... No, a lot of people like Tucson. Hopkins will take it down. Goes up top for Ejiofor. Ejiofor weaving it to Sellers. Sellers with 20 points. Flagstaff's gorgeous, yeah. It's also cold. I mean, you get all 4 seasons. Out wide, now dumping it down low. And keeping it in play is Owens forces the steal. Tight defense there. Now Stevens will take it down. Marquette going left to right. Stevens gets a pick from behind. Working on AO. It's now Parham. Parham on the near elbow. One-on-one matchup here. Driving, avoids the travel call while falling down, gets it to go over AO. 10-point game. Going to Frank World. Oh yeah, definitely under 154. I think it's a pretty good bet. Pretty good bet at this point. Up top here for Hopkins. Hopkins crossover, trying to drive, spinning around his man on the far side, looking to put it up, and does, and gets it to go high off the backboard over the hands of Owens. Never got one that's hurt. Yep. Mike Malarkey. Oh, I remember him. Yep. He was a Jaguars coach. He was not good. Full court press, got to get in, and it's a turnover. Another bad inbound by Ross. Second time this half, Ross has turned the ball over off an inbound, and the layup in transition is good, and Marquette will burn a timeout as Hopkins gets the points off the turnover down low. Someone threw an egg in my head while I was eating outside a crappy pizza place. No, I don't hate the Bears. I don't hate the Bears at all. Ben Johnson saved that team? Yes, he did. I did see that big horror, yes. He said so. It must be true. That was so funny when he said that today. We also have breaking news in the transfer portal. Quarterback TJ Finley has transferred to Incarnate Word. Just got the update. So TJ Finley going to Incarnate Word. If you're wondering why the heck I bring that up, he was the quarterback at Georgia State. Before that, he was the quarterback at Western Kentucky. Before that, he was the quarterback at Tulane. Before that, he was the quarterback at Texas State. Before that, he was the quarterback at Auburn. Before that, he was the quarterback at LSU. So yes, you heard that right. TJ Finley officially announced his transfer to Incarnate Word. His 7th different school. College football is doomed. There's a contender if they continue like this. Absolutely. Absolutely. How? Why? And how is this allowed? And why? Why is this a thing? I don't get it. Jordanado? I mean, we're not, like, paying anything for him. So I'm okay with it. But Josh Johnson, college quarterbacks, yep. Texas versus Tech show at Pittsburgh. Why they shouldn't be where they're at. Yeah, no, Texas have a great defense. That defense is so good. That's why I didn't want to play them. It's exactly why I did not want to play the Texans in the playoffs. But Josh Johnson of college quarterbacks. Yeah, well, Arenado, again, the thing with Arenado was that we didn't pay any money for him. Cards are taking on $40 million of that contract, and we didn't give up anything. Ben & Jerry's? I do like Ben & Jerry's, yes. Yeah, whether Portland rules need to be adjusted? Yep. I think the easiest way to do it, you get 5 years. You got 5 years to play for. That would be my thing. You just get a 5-year blanket. You very odd why a team would take a guy on like that? Yeah, I don't know. Nobody could drive in LA or New York? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong there. I think if you just do a blanket where you get 5 years. I think it'd be that. You get 5 years. Just in general. I think that'd be the easiest way to do it. You get 5 years from the time you enroll. So once you enroll, you get 5 years. Do whatever you want. You want to play 5 years? Play 5 years. But after 5 years, once you enroll, that's it. Where's Raymond best defensive performances? Top 5. The Phillies should be an example, not transfer a bajillion times from a top program. You get top 5 with all the picks. It's got to be top 5. I mean, the Bears Super Bowl 20, the Cowboys Super Bowl 12, Ravens Super Bowl 35, the Seahawks Super Bowl 48, and I will go Buccaneers 37. And the median payroll, $199 million, and 2027, $91 million. Wow. Yeah, I think a lockout's coming. Far side it goes. Stevens fakes the 3, gets his man on the ankle breaker, driving inside, edge of 4, though, gets the block, resets with Owens up top. Owens kicks it out wide on the near side. James, off the dribble, 3-ball, too strong, no good, and Marquette has not hit a 3 this half. They are just 25% from 3 this game. Darling fakes the 3, will find edge of 4, bounce pass down low. On the far side, Hopkins having a reset. Back to edge of 4 in the restricted area. He's double puts up the shot, foul, going to line shooting 2. That's 6-some Marquette as St. John's looking to pull away here. 10 scoring for the Cowboys trying. Yeah, I don't hate the Leonard move. At least it was Subway New York. Yep. Yeah, at least you have that. Most people take the subway in New York. So edge of 4 going back to the free throw line. First one clanks off the rim, no good. If you like what you see, folks, hit the like button, subscribe. It does help us out on the channel. So try to grow this community even more. Do Iowa State, Kansas after this game is done. That game over on ESPN. Number 2 team in the nation. Going on the road to Kansas. Second free throw. Got it. 1 for 2. It's up to a 15-point game. Largest lead for the Johnnies today. Visit Arizona about twice. Stayed once to the Grand Canyon. I never went to the Grand Canyon. You'd think living in the state for 6 years, I'd go to the Grand Canyon, but nope. White team's a trip for Tomlin if they want him because he didn't get fired. Fouled on the full court press. It's number 5. He didn't get fired. He retired. Take a good coach for the Saints? No, he was not. Not even close. Tomlin ever coach again? Depends how his media stint goes, but I would lean toward no. I think he's done. So Tomlin did not get fired. He resigned. So it's like when a player retires versus when they get cut. Tomlin was not fired. 62-47. Inbound from the side on the far side. Finding a man on the baseline. Kicks out to the near corner. Phillips. Well, they're going to say before the pass to Phillips, player stepped out of bounds. And that's another turnover for Marquette. That's 16 for them already. Averaging about 11 per game. Another turnover. Restaurant customer understanding. That's good, at least. Yeah, people usually just explain the situation. Most people have a heart. Ejiofor gives it off Darling. Down low to Ejiofor. Spins around Clark. Feeds it down low. Wide open. Hopkins. Double team was Ejiofor and found Hopkins down low. With an easy two-handed slam up to a 17-point game. 7-0 run for the Johnnies. The last 90 seconds. I think it'd be better in studio. I would always, as that ball goes out of play, same with Marquette on the near side. I would always, with the studio, you get to collect your thoughts. Color commentary, you don't get to collect your thoughts right away. So I would always start a guy off in a studio for 1 year. Let them develop their personality, find their footing. And then, after a year in the studio, then you could see, okay, do you put them on color commentary? Because in a studio, you control your thoughts. Color commentary, it's hard. You can't really plan out your talking points. Studio, you can do whatever you want, and you have plenty of time to plan out your talking points. Reach and foul, they're going to call them on Hopkins up top. Number 6. Both teams in the bonus on the next foul. But color commentary, you got to make your thoughts right away. You were in Poland, Ohio, had to make the delivery to Pennsylvania and then drive all the way back to Ohio, then pick up. Wow. It's crossing state line for state line. That is nuts. Hopkins checks out. That's his 3rd. Yeah, Sam Acapira looks awesome. Or otherwise, he's going to Vilma and start making noises. But yeah, there's no standards at Fox, so he's still okay. Stevens. Up top here, guarded by Darling on the far side. 10 on the clock. It's a pick. Spins around. Pump fake. Trying to go back up top. Bad pass, but finds this man now in the near corner. Phillips fakes the 3. Gets this man in the air. Gets Ayo in the air. Now driving down low on the near block. Can't get it to go. Good straight up defense there. And Ayo will give it off for Sellers. I'll reset with Darling up top with 8:48 to go. Ejiofor has some separation. Going to give it instead to Sellers. He pump fakes, gets Phillips in the air. He'll pull it from the far elbow. He's up to 22. 19-point lead. Going coast to coast. Layup. Tight defense. Blocked. But they're going to say Darling was out of play as he tried to get the rebound. So Marquette will retain possession. Titans interviewing Garrett. It's so funny. It makes no sense. Because they could have interviewed Garrett anytime the last 2.5 months. They decided to do it now, wasting valuable time. It's a mess of an organization. Sellers will check out. Leading scorer today for the Johnnies. Inbound here on the near side. Parham trying to post up. Spins around. In the restricted area, they're going to get a travel. Turnover number 17. Yes, I visited it, I think, 2010. Really moving. Really moving. Yeah, the tracer was still under construction at that point, but it was really moving and powerful. $6-7 between both orders. Wow. There you go. Not too bad. Up top here for Hopkins. Back in the game on 3 fouls. Pump fake. Now looking to drive inside on the near side. Layup. Draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. That's 7-0 Marquette. St. John's a chance to blow this one wide open. They have not done so already. First free throw. Good for Hopkins. And that's 6-7 for St. John's. They lead by 20. Second free throw. Got it. 68-47. Marquette, no points for the last 3 minutes of action. Ross, pick on the left side, weave it off his Parham. They'll go to James out wide. James looking to drive on Darling, trying to post up on the far block now. So reset, pick on the left side, set by Parham. Same with James, dumping it down low, reaching to foul there on Darling. That'll be a team 7, so 1-1 coming up here. So Marquette trails by 21. They've only won 1 game the last month. They've trailed this one the entire way. And St. John's looking like they're pulling away with 8 to go as we go to the under 8 timeout. Again, appreciate all you guys tuning in. If you like what we see, the like button, subscribe. It does help us out a ton on the channel as we try and grow this community even more. I'll be live for the Kansas game after this is done. I'll redirect over that. Yeah, I learned how to redirect stuff, so we can redirect over to that stream once that's done. So you're all good there. Top 100 contracts signed 2025, 6 for 1-year deals. This year, 59. Wow. Marquette need to make the field 68. They need to run the table. They probably cannot afford to lose more than 1 more game. Les Gus Rector told me he feels like I'm the only driver in the area. Wow. I'm making good business. Rather dog sit a large dog that's a sweetheart babysit in general. What do you mean by large dog's absolute... Well, what do you mean by large dog's absolute sweetheart? Well, I'm allergic to dogs that shed. So, if the dog doesn't shed, I'd rather do the large dog. It's a sweetheart. I'm not crazy about large dogs. I'm a small dog kind of person. Large dogs I'm terrified of. But a large dog that's a sweetheart that doesn't do anything, fine with that. As long as it doesn't shed, I'm okay. I'm more than okay at that point. All right, let me... The first Super Bowl, it was actually the name of... Oh, the first Super Bowl with that name, Super Bowl 5. Well, cats, I'm allergic to cats. It's because cats, like, do nothing. Like, cats I'm allergic to, though. So... I can't do cats. Like, Sprinkles doesn't shed. So I'm okay. But dogs that shed, I can't do. You basically everything that sheds, yep. So I've heard conflicting things. I've heard 3 and 5. I've heard conflicting things about that. Like one of Bill's Rams speaks to, well, which one would I pick? I would pick, would be the, yeah, I'd probably pick the Rams. If I could only pick one, I'd probably pick the Rams. So 50 should have been played at the Coliseum. It's a commemoration of the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's outdated. And also, they didn't know that the league was going to be in LA at that point. They did not know it was going to be in LA. Because the Rams didn't move until that season. The season after. Right, I've heard 3 and I've heard 5 on that, but I think it was 3. I think you're right on that one. I think it was 3. Sellers, good feed, down low, dunk, Mitchell, got it. Are the Rams over the Bills? Rams have beaten everyone in their... Or Rams, I think, can beat everyone in their way. Bills... I'm not sure how... They have so many injuries at wide receiver. I don't know how good they are without... Except for Josh Allen. I really don't know. Stevens, near side, corner 3, Ross, got it. Back down to 20. Thanks everyone was perfect for that. Recommend to a homeless person about your showers, water pressure, tell a person in a wheelchair they've been there before when your legs fall asleep. Oh, man. Both are bad. 3-ball. No good. Rebound on the play after the miss by Sannon. And the rebound is good, the putback. I think wheelchair. I think wheelchair, they could find some humor in that. The two-handed slam is good. James. Surprised ESPN doing Texas Pets? A bit surprised that ESPN and NBC do the Sunday games. But CBS and Fox are Saturday. A bit surprised with that. Edge of 4 up top. Backdoor cut to Hopkins, not there, so going to go to AO. AO looking to drive finger roll, and that one is no good. Rebound, though, by Edge of 4. Puts up the shot and good. Another second chance opportunity for the Johnnies. And crushing on the glass today. Ross picks up his dribble, guarded tightly by Edge of 4. Feeds it one on the far side. I'd like to burn the tech stuff afterwards. Yes, I could auction that off. Parham. I did some of the Super Bowl shopping already. I was able to get the helmets are on sale, the pennants are on sale, so I did a lot of that last night. Up top, Parham tries a 3. That one's an air ball. Rebound on the play by Hopkins. And now Sellers will take it down. Sellers. Up top for Edge of 4. Weaving it around up top, open for 3, not going to take it. Sannon driving, loses the handle, trying to get it back, and will draw the tie up. Or if the Coliseum is unmatched to me? Yep. I get that. When the Coliseum is rocking, the seats are so far away. It's designed for track. So the seats are very far away, relatively speaking. But when it's rocking, it's rocking. It's such a unique look. St. John's have the possession arrow. They're going to man from underneath. Goes to Hopkins. Hopkins trying to post him on the far side on Hamilton. Now we'll reset. Yeah, SoFi's a gorgeous stadium. If you get a chance to visit it in your lifetime, you got to do it. Fade away. Inside the paint. That one misses short by Hopkins. Driven the play by Hamilton. Right, Rams, Stafford's on green cold weather. Yeah, but Chicago is a very, very interesting team. Second chance by Hamilton. No good. Misses the point-blank layup, and Mitchell gets the board. Feeds it to the near side. For fouls or games anyway. I think it depends. Sannon. Reach and foul. That's number 8 on Marquette. And we have 1-on-1 coming out for Sannon. Or the Cole Category with the finger injury. First free throw is good. Pick one stadium you never go to, Northwest. I have no desire to visit Northwest Stadium. I've heard nothing but bad things about Northwest Stadium. I have no desire to go before it closes. Second free throw is good. 2 for 2 at the line. 24-point game. 5 to go. Layup down low on the near block. That one's good for James. I can't pull Steph early because we've seen the Rams blow a lot of leads. Yep. The Desi Bowl Bills Bears. Bounce pass down on the near block. Edge of 4. Trying to post up here. Now we'll reset by the free throw line. Backdoor cut not there. So go up top. Free throw line. Jumper. That one good. 24-point game. The Mick Bowl. I like it. Reach and foul on St. John's. That'll be their 8th. So 1-1 coming up for James. The Northwest Stadium, it is not good. I've never been, but I think if the stadium is falling apart, I don't think I need to go to give an opinion on that stadium. Usually I'm like, how can you give an opinion on a stadium that you've never been to? But I think if you see the videos of the sewage and the railing falling apart, you can make an opinion and say, like, yeah, I don't think this is that good of a stadium. Take a wild guess on that one. Darling will check out. The Coliseum doesn't look that big, but it's huge when it's a packed house. Yep. Yeah, over 90,000 people. Even 100,000 sometimes. First one, the 1-1's good. Second one, no good. Marquette has not been good at the free throw line this game in the second half. When was Northwest closed? Probably like 2030, I think. I think about 2030 was when they said. 4:24, Bo was out of play. Quick turnover there. I'll redirect to the Iowa State campus, but just in case the link is there. James will take it down. Should be named the same in Seattle or Portland. Yes, it should be. Alas, it is not. Driving here, puts up the shot. James misses, and we'll get the board. And James, second chance opportunity. The first game, Al Davis ranked one best game in his career history. Oh, it was a good game against the Texans. Corner 3, in transition. That one no good for Sannon. Rebound by Marquette. They'll look to go quick, and the fast break dunk is good. A timeout called with 3:55 to go. Rams serves the most intriguing game. I think Pat's Texans is most intriguing. Pat's Texans is going to be... I don't know how that game is going to go. Nothing would shock me in that one. I love how Northwest Stadium is the same for the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders, it's not based on Washington State. It's Washington, D.C. Where the Bears just don't die. Although I do think if they lose, it will be a blowout. If they lose, I could see it being a bloodbath. It's going to be a fun divisional? Yep, I think so. Nothing would shock me. This divisional round is going to be really, really fun. I should have Caliendo play Man in the new movie. I would too. Compared to what they got, man. I don't see it with Madden. I don't see it. It's close on the fourth. Bears, they always find a way. They always somehow find a way. Put Wall at 10, if the Bears win it all, the Put Wall 10 the parade, I would probably say no. But I think he would invite the team to the Vatican. Then Texans, the game versus elite quarterbacks this year. But they were good against Josh Allen. They were really good against Allen. Divisional round is the best weekend of football this season? Yep, I love it. Where is that fight somewhere on the top? It's not that high. I don't think it's that high. I can't cut the Bears out until they're eliminated. No, you cannot. Right, that's his bogey, yep. Should have Stafford now, but we know they can go on drives. We know that, yep. Jim Carter's worries me for much different reasons. Compared to Caleb Williams. Yeah, Williams looks like a stud. Williams looks amazing. JJ, yeah. Have no fear, 9 is here. Jackson will inbound this one. Under 4 to go. Jackson, full court press. They cross half court in time. Mitchell. Pump fake, gives it out wide, goes to Sannon. Sannon, blocking foul, he'll shoot 2. It's number 9 on Marquette. We'll do OT after the Iowa State game is done. Texans Pat's thoughts. That Texans defense is so good. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think the Texans win. First free throw is good. That makes sense, Keller. And nothing would shock me this divisional round. Nothing would shock me. Golf and love don't worry me the slightest bit. I get that. I completely get that, actually. But Williams can extend plays in ways that no one else can. Second free throw is good, as Mitchell's going to take a seat for St. John's. 21-point game. James. Crossover. Picks up his dribble. Looking to fade away. Not there. Going back up top. It's a bad pass. Goes into the backcourt. And poor hustle by Marquette. Allows for the easy fast break slam by Ejiofor. Marquette's given up. Marquette has completely given up. James is at 17. James at 17 points. That's one of those you catch the ball if you're Marquette in that spot. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound on the play by Hopkins. They have a 3-on-1. Try the 3. Sellers, too strong. Rebound on the play, though, by Ross. Under 3 to go. Ross. Crossover, trying to drive here on Hopkins on the baseline. Blocking foul. It's going to be number 9 on St. John's. 1-1 coming up. Now, is it going to shock me? No, nothing would shock me. Nothing would shock me this week. $82.59. First one of the 1-and-1. Got it. Ross. That's him up to 60. And we'll redirect after this is done to the Iowa State-Kansas game. That starts at 9 o'clock Eastern. Second free throw. Too short. Marquette has been terrible at the free throw line. 60%, and they're just 53% this half. Can't hit their free throws. One of the many reasons they're getting blown out this game. Sannon. Crossover on the far side, working on Stevens. Drive the baseline, layup, high off the backboard and in. Some easy looks for St. John's the last 5 minutes. They're getting looks down low. Some really good looks down low. James. Kicks it out to the near corner. Stevens, open for 3. Got it. Gets Sellers in the air. And we'll get the wide open corner 3. Marquette punter of the season. I don't know about punter of the season, but they're not good. This team is not good. It's a two-headed monster, and that's it. Reverse Soleil and got it. And they have no interior defense. And this is embarrassing. Jackson gets that one. I mean, they're not trying down low. Is someone going to be back to the Broncos game? That's big, at least. That's big with Shavers out. And Davis out. Double team, puts up the shot, foul, goal line, shooting 2. That makes sense. Sports stuff, that makes sense. Analysts trying to say Pittsburgh strike Eberflus. That'd be the funniest timeline. That'd be really funny. Wouldn't hate on that. First free throw gets the friendly roll. Ross. In hours, FC changed the playoff streak goes back beyond Harbaugh. Yeah, it's crazy. Last time it didn't make it was 0-2 with Mariucci. Well, obviously, it's also good because you need receivers because all your guys are banged up at this point. Tex would be the worst. Yes, Tex would be the worst. 2 for those are good. A rare 2-for-2 trip there for Marquette this half. 21-point game. Most surprising Texas Irish? No, most surprising for me would be the Broncos against the Broncos Bears. Are most surprising for me. Jackson. Notice we've not seen any of Prey this half. He finally checks in for the first time. Prey's in the corner, not going to go there. Instead, going to go on the near side. Sellers driving. Floater. While falling away from the hoop. Got it. Then an inbound steal, and we'll go out of play. Same with Marquette. But that's another bad inbound for Marquette. They've had so many bad inbounds today where they're just not looking and can't get the ball in. The effort's been appalling for Marquette. The effort has been appalling. Texans, Bears. Well, the Texans defense is so good. I like the Texans a lot. Sellers checks out. His day is done on a 23-point game. James, crossover on the near elbow. Goes out wide on the near side. Owens, go back up top. 3-ball. Phillips, got it. Huge 3 to cut the lead to 20. With 51 seconds to go. Jackson, they're just going to work it around. No foul. Prey. Up top. Jackson. Down low for Prey. Prey, layup, fouled. He'll shoot 2. Ruben Prey going to the free throw line. Might be important to some with the over-under. 88-68. Eject expand delivery to include everything at this point. Why not? First one for Prey. Good. Eagles technically will have been. How bad would it have been? It would have been 10 points combined across the two. Yeah, the shaver. Yeah, with shavers. Yeah, that's what I was referring to with that one. Yeah, unlucky on that. 2 free throws for Prey are good. 36 seconds to go. St. John's go to 5-1 in conference play. Marquette dropping to 1-6. Won just 1 game the last month. James spins around on the near side. Tipped out of bounds. Staying with Marquette. Marquette started 5-4. Since then, just 1 win. So it'll be their 8th loss in their last 9 games. You have to wonder how hot Shaka Smart's seat is. Fast break dunk off the turnover. And that one's good. For Jackson. 6 seconds. 5, 4. Near side 3. That one doesn't even hit the rim. Blowout game. 24-point win the Johnnies. Go to 5-1 in conference play. Shaka Smart's crew in danger of having their first losing season under him. They get blown out. They never led at any point during this game. A wire-to-wire bloodbath. All right, on that note, we'll do Iowa State, Kansas in just a little bit. That game's going to start at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So I'll see you guys for that stream. Appreciate you guys a ton. JG9 sign off. Let me play the bonuses. Let me just make sure that the bonuses are still good. They're not. So no bonus applied. How about Marquette? Yeah, it's bad. Their forward play is not good. They can't get anything down low. All right, appreciate you guys tuning in. See you guys in just a little bit for the Iowa State game against Kansas. Central Crew come back to NFL. NCAA, NFL 0%. NCAA, I'd probably go 20%. All right, see you guys in just a little bit.